Good evening. Very good evening, teachers. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Ritu, Darya, Deepa.
Okay. Once again, a very good evening to all of you, teachers, and a warm welcome to the Pedagogy Webinar conducted by OUP India in association with CENTA for our teachers who are using Oxford Advantage and Oxford Inspire. So, before we start, here are some general housekeeping rules for today's session. All of us have been kept on mute and cameras have been put off by default. This is to minimize distractions of any kind. In case you have any queries, please add them to the chat. Our team will pick it up to resolve. We are trying to maintain the highest quality of connectivity. However, if you face any technical glitch, we will keep you informed if we face any technical glitch. If you face disturbance in audio or video, kindly check your connectivity at your end. Most of the time, logging out and logging back again can resolve your issue. At the end of the session, we will share the feedback form for this session. Please take out a few minutes to fill the form. When the form is submitted, you will receive the certificate of participation in your email inbox. If you do not receive the certificate by tomorrow, please reach out to the manager, Academic Excellence. Finally, stress has profound impact on teachers, affecting not only their professional performance but also their personal well-being. In the classroom, high stress level can lead to decreased motivation, lower energy, and impaired ability to manage and engage with students effectively. This often results in reduced teaching quality and can hinder student learning and their development. Beyond the classroom, stress takes a toll on teachers. I think everybody can relate to that. Mental and physical health, which can lead to burnout if not addressed. Chronic stress can also contribute to physical ailments such as headache, high blood pressure, and weakened immune system. Therefore, it is important to know that causes what causes stress and how to mitigate the same when we still have the time to do it. Today, to facilitate this session on stress generating factors and their symptoms, we have with us Soma Chandra. Ms. Soma Chandra is a celebrated educator with a rich history at City Montessori School since 2012. With experience as a primary teacher, IT trainer, pre primary in charge, headmistress, and currently as vice principal academics, she has earned national and international recognition, including being named one of India's top 10 learning champions by CENTA, winners of the 2024 CENTA International Teachers Professional Olympiad in English, Environmental Studies, and Mathematics, and recipient of Indian Education Award 2023. Ms. Chandra is dedicated to innovation in education with multiple digital batches and certification in Google Tools AI. Now I hand it over to you, Soma, and teachers are waiting for you now. Over to you.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you so much for that overwhelming meeting. Good evening, everyone. Saturday evening. Are you feeling stressed? Or you're feeling happy? Weekend had started, isn't it? So you can enjoy. And today we'll be discussing about stress management for educators. I am Soma Chandra, and I am excited to guide you through strategies that will help you to stay resilient and maintain a healthy balance in your professional and personal life. So, today's topic, as you're aware of, is stress generating factors and their symptoms. Teaching is one of the most rewarding profession. What do you say, teachers? Isn't it? Teaching is one of the most rewarding profession, but it comes with a lot of challenges. Reaching school on time, getting dressed up, correcting the notebooks, completing the assignments, writing the lesson plans, checking the ELPs, updating the marks. A lot of work to be done. So today, we'll focus on understanding stress, recognizing its symptoms, and learning a, a lot of ways to manage it effectively. By the end of the session, believe me, you'll have tools to help you stay calm, organized, and focused, both inside and outside the classroom. So, are we ready for it? Yes, Shweta says yes. Jyoti says yes. All right. So, these will be the objectives of today's session. Identify common sources of stress for teachers, understand how stress affects our physical and emotional well being, explore practical strategies to manage stress, reflect on your own stressors and ongoing mechanisms. Throughout the sessions, I'll be throwing a lot of questions, dear teachers and educators. So you will have to make this session very, very interactive. We'll share, we'll collaborate, and we'll de stress ourselves. So, in one word, how do you feel currently about the stress in your teaching role? Share your thoughts in the chat box. One word, how do you currently feel about your stress in your teaching role? I'm waiting. It reduces our energy. Okay. Vimla says it reduces our energy. Sandra, good evening, Sandra. I'm waiting for your answer. Challenging, okay. Overwhelming, good environment, stress we feel. Oh, Soma Chatterjee, we share the same name. Arita says exhausting. Time management is also a stress, indeed. Joyful learning, okay. Reduces energy, stress. So let's get going. Mental health, it's extremely, extremely important for teachers, right? A teacher's mental health, calmness is the foundation of everything we do. Managing stress is essential because of protecting ourselves, which is very, very important. Chronic stress can at times lead to burnout, affecting our energy and focus on our work. Prioritizing mental health keeps us motivated and balanced. Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, share a thumbs up in the chat box. It even impacts students. A calm, focused teacher always creates a positive learning environment, helping students thrive academically and emotionally. Yes, Shweta says yes, Jyoti says yes. All right. And it also helps in boosting performance. Managing stress will improve our decision making ability, creativity, and overall teaching experience. So it is very, very important to take care of our mental health. If we won't take care, we will stress ourselves and our work will get hampered. So if we focus on our mental health, we will not only enhance our own lives, but also contribute to better outcomes for our students and schools. Would you like to refine or add anything to it? Why managing stress is crucial for effective teaching? Teachers, post in your answers in the chat box. Why do you think managing stress is crucial for effective teaching? Why is it important? I'm waiting for the responses. Oh, sometimes when we are targeted by a group of teachers, Fernando, okay, that causes stress. Indeed. Farhana says voice is not audible. Can anybody in the audience tell me, am I audible? Please check your microphone. A joyful mind leads to a joyful teaching. Absolutely. It is very, very important. Absolutely. Oh, I am audible. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Now, what causes stress? What is stress all about? What is stress all about? It's the body's response to challenging or demanding situations. At times, stress is the body's response. Certain Suddenly we lead to a new class, we are given a new class, a new set of children. It causes stress. Imagine, especially the pre-primary teachers and the primary teachers, March, they feel extremely stressed. New children coming into their class, crying, controlling them, pampering them. Somebody wants to drink water, somebody wants to move out. Isn't it that month, March and April, when we take new admissions? That's the most stressful month for, especially for pre-primary and primary. So stress is the body's response to challenges or demands. It can be positive also, and it can be negative also. If stress is positive, it motivates us to perform well. We know we'll get a certificate, we'll know we'll get recognized. If we'll go in for professional development, we try it out. We give extra time. We don't feel stressed, isn't it? So it motivates us. But stress can be negative also, which is called distress, which hinders our ability to function effectively. Chronic stress, if left unmanaged. Remember, if you won't deal with it, if you won't deal with it, it will be unmanaged, you will land up into serious health issues, be it physically, emotionally, and even mentally. So, what are the causes of these stress? Just now we discussed few of them. It can be changes in your life, new work culture, new job. It can be work pressure, tight deadlines, submitting of the assignment registers, teaching aids, changes in life, major events, functions, relationship conflicts. Maybe you had an argument with your middle level leader, with your at home. That also comes back to the class. Lack of control, health issues, if you're unwell, that also builds in stress because you're not able to concentrate in the class. And as a teacher, we feel extremely exhausted. Oh, why? I could have done better. I could have explained this topic much better. I was not able to control the class today, isn't it? Academic performance, even if the academic performance of the students are going down, that causes stress for a teacher. Am I right or not, teachers? Show me a thumbs up if I'm right. Lack of control at times when we are not able to control our classes, especially after the break. When we enter, it takes 5 to 10 minutes to control the class and then take up a topic, isn't it? So 10 minutes of a period is gone. Oh, how will I complete my assignments? Poor time management. When unable to manage tasks effectively, individuals may feel overwhelmed and stressed. Then social isolation. Remember, if you are socially isolated, if you are lonely, if you don't interact, stress, you'll build up stress. So at times, laughing your heart out is extremely important. Believe me, if you'll watch for 5 minutes, even if we watch Tom and Jerry or Charlie Chaplin, even today, we as mature ladies and individuals, we laugh. So that will also help us to de-stress ourselves. Very, very important. Now, there are three major types of stress. Those are acute stress, chronic stress, and episodic stress. Acute stress is something which is very, very, very common and which happens every day in our life, but which are short term. Maybe, say, during the home time, suddenly a child went missing from your class line and you're looking for that child, isn't it? Or if you collected a bundle and you lost a copy, or you're not finding anything. So, any short term episode that happens in your life, that's called acute stress. A disruptive classroom, preparing for a surprise observation, suddenly your middle level leaders enters and says that you'll be observing, or then your notebooks or class. Those are called acute stress. Next is chronic stress. Unlike acute stress, chronic stress builds up over time. It keeps building. This might come from ongoing challenges such as heavy workload, financial worries, or even family issues, or too many students in the class, no help. Chronic stress can be particularly very, very harmful, leading to fatigue, burnout, and even health issues. If you have taken medical leave and when you go back, you're lagging behind your course, that also causes chronic stress, isn't it? Third type of stress is episodic stress. This type of stress happens repeatedly over time due to recurring stressful situations, something which happens on a regular basis. For instance, frequent difficult conversations with parents. Suppose, especially for class 10th and 12th teachers, students stay back at home, they want to prepare, they don't attend the classes. Teachers feel stressed because they are not able to take up the chapters, they are not able to explain it to them, and because they are not regular, you keep calling the parents, they're not taking, they're not paying attention. That's an episodic stress. Ongoing conflict with somebody at workplace. It's like facing the same stressors repeatedly without enough time to recover. That's called episodic stress. Now, tell me, why do you feel stressed? Is it because of the work pressure? Is it because of the pressure of professional development which we are getting these days? Is it because of the strength of the class? Is it because of the assignment time limit given to submit the assignment? Tell me, why do you feel stressed? Okay, Aruna, we says yes, right, ma'am. We feel stressed. Okay, why do you feel stressed? Overall control of children, yes. Classroom administration, classroom management, strength of the class. Sharmila says strength of the class. On time, not completing the assignment. At times, submitting the notebooks without even completing the assignment. What do you say? Work pressure. Shrestha says not being prepared at times, yes. Samya says work pressure. Pratibha also says work pressure. Okay, work pressure. Dharya also work pressure due to strength, noise pollution. Oh, that was interesting. Parents' expectations, yes. These are the external stakeholders. Portion completion, course completion, work pressure. Absolutely. When we face situation that feels threatening, whether physically or emotionally, our brain triggers a stress response, isn't it? This could be an urgent deadline or difficult conversation with a parent and disruptive classroom situations, as you all had mentioned. In these moments, our body perceives the threat and prepares to react often before we even realize it. At times, we want to cope up, at times, we want to run away from the situation because the brain is natural response to stress is the fight or flight reaction. This is an evolutionary survival mechanism which we often use. where in moments of danger, our body gets ready to either confront the threat, to fight, or to escape. We experience physical reactions like increased heart rate when we are stressed, isn't it? How many of you all have experienced that? Faster breathing, headaches. This prepares us to act quickly. But in modern life, these responses can sometimes be triggered by even less urgent situations like stressful meetings all of a sudden or a tough teaching day, isn't it? That also leads to it. So let me ask a question. Question time. How stressful are you today? On a scale of 0 to 4. Come on, teachers. How stressful are you? On a scale of 0 to 4. Is it 0? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? How stressful are you today? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 0 to 2, 4, 2, 2, 0, 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3. Maximum. Wow. Very few 0. Okay, Rajni, 0. Wow. 0 means no stress. Wonderful. Clapping for all of you. 1, a mild stress. This is required. That's the beauty of life. 2, if you're at 2, that means you have moderate stress. And if you're at 3, high stress, and 4, extremely stressful. Extremely stressful. Most of you all are on 2, very few on 3 and 4. 3. Okay, Saroj is at 1. Lavanya at 0. Wonderful, Lavanya. Lakshmi at 1. Mild stress, that is required. Lakshmi, what do you say? Anandi at 2. Wonderful. Now let's explore a tool that can help you understand your stress levels. Okay, where you are. The individual stress quantum. This model uses 4 different colors, represent various level of stress from a relaxed life to an extremely high pressure stress. If you are in the green zone, this is the calm zone where you feel relaxed. If you've got 0, you feel relaxed, controlled, and focused. You are able to manage your task effectively and you are always positive. But if you are in yellow zone, sleep loss, distance from others, change in attitude, stress is noticeable, but still manageable. 1 or 2. You may feel some pressure or anxiety, but you are coping with it. There is a signal to stay aware that it should not become 3, and from 3 it should not become 4. But if you are at number 3, that means you are in audit zone, moderate stress. This represent here you'll feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or fatigued, and your performance may suffer. It is time to address it. It is extremely important to address your stress. At times, we don't think about ourselves. We think about our family, we think about our students, we think about our children, we think about our loved ones, but we forget ourselves. Never ever do that. Okay? But if you are at number 4, high red zone, high stress. Stress is intense and overwhelming, affecting your health and performance. You are unable to cope effectively, and immediate action is required. This is really, really important. The relationship between teachers and stress. Teaching is both privilege and challenge. Remember, teaching Teachers have the unique role of shaping young minds, isn't it? Inspiring futures and influencing lives. However, this responsibility comes with its own set of demands also that creates stress in our life. Teachers play a crucial role in shaping the future, from managing classroom dynamics, meeting academic standards, and handling parental expectations to balancing personal and professional life. The stress teachers face is multifaceted. While the impact teachers make is invaluable. We create ministers, we create advocates, we create doctors, we create engineers, isn't it? But the pressure of these demands, the teacher's life, can take a toll on mental and physical health of the teachers. So, a teacher is not just someone who imparts knowledge, but plays a more dynamic role in the lives of students, isn't it? A teacher is a leader, a teacher empowers students, is a learner because we are now into continuous professional development. A teacher is skilled manager, balancing classroom dynamics and students' need. They are also leaders, guiding students towards success, telling them about various competitive exams. They are empowering them to believe in their potential, teaching them a lot of skills. Like even in pre-primary, we teach teachers teach them how to tie a shoelace, how to pour water, isn't it? This is not possible at home. And with a lot of patience, with a smile on your face, with 50 odd children in your class. Beyond teaching, there are lifelong learners, constantly growing and adapting. Above all, teachers are effective communicators, conveying ideas clearly and inspiring others to learn. For a student, teachers are the role model. They go back home, they behave like their own teachers. So we are the role models. We have to carry ourselves with a lot of dignity, with a smile on our faces. Whatever is going inside the brain, that should not reflect on our face at all. So, question time. I have a few questions. Time to think. The first question which I want to ask is, what inspired you to become a teacher? What inspired you to become a teacher? I'm waiting for the answers, teachers. What inspired you? Thank you, Gorish, for praising. My teacher. Oh, Pushplata says my teacher. Sanjay says my mother. Nandini, are itself, our teachers, love for teaching, passion to teach. My primary teachers are mothers, teachers, family, school teacher, love and care, my daughter, my mother. Mothers are the first teachers, isn't it? They are the one who teach. They are the one who first understand our language. Children, father, teacher. Most of you all have written parents or teachers. Absolutely. How wonderful. My next question to my educators: what keeps you excited about teaching? What keeps you excited about teaching? I'm waiting for the answers. What keeps you excited about teaching? Passion and dream. Oh, Divya says passion and dream. Passion. Okay. Ashwini says passion, different learning different things, challenging situations, our students, exploring new things, new learning, new faces, happiness of students, interaction with students. Wow, various activities, lovely children, respect. Indeed, teaching is a very respectable profession. The satisfaction, students open ended questions. Okay, my students always comes up with different questions. All right, wonderful, amazing audience I've got. My next question: what is one challenge that makes you feel nervous or uncertain in your role? What is one challenge that makes you feel nervous and uncertain in your role? We forget, okay? I'm waiting. Should I repeat my question? What is one challenge that makes you feel nervous or uncertain in your role? Parents' expectations, okay? Own satisfaction, that is really important. Academic performance, Varsha says, okay? Attending problematic questions and students, all right? Okay, more to explain, to be connected always, right? Dealing with hyperactive students, lack of concentration of students, using of modern technology, that pandemic has taught us beautifully. We were the only ones who were busy during pandemic because we started taking online classes. Lack of time, okay, slow learning students, okay, problems, naughty students, latecomers, class control. All right, wonderful. The second last question: what is your biggest hope or goal as a teacher? What is your biggest hope or goal as a teacher? Remember, as educators, we often think about our own long term impact. What's your biggest hope or for your students or your ultimate goal in your teaching career? Generation gap, ignorance, self discipline, writing strategies, knowledge. So, what is your biggest hope or goal as a teacher? To shape students' life perfectly? Ashwini says, wow, to my students' happiness, okay? Best students, to create best students, achieve the respectful position, upgrading students, to shape them as a good individual. That is really important. It is very important to be a good individual. Knowledge, to make my students updated, making children good and smart. Wonderful. And my last question: in one word, what motivates you to be the best teacher you can be? What motivates you to be the best teacher you can be? Think about the driving focus that keeps you going when things are tough. What's one word that sums it up for you? Just one word: confidence, okay? Students smile, self confidence, knowledge, children, students, passion, nurture, positive outcome, my teacher, students, knowledge, good feedback, self confidence. Wow, wonderful. Love, passion. Excellent. Excellent. Motivators, encouragement. Now that so many teachers have talked about strength, class control, class management, so that means the demanding nature of teaching. Isn't it? Teaching is one of the most rewarding, yet demanding profession. Let us break down some of the major pressure which a teacher faces. First and foremost is the academic pressure. Teachers are always expected to meet curriculum, standards, and performance metrics, often under tight deadlines, which can feel overwhelming. And the performance of the students also have to be really good. Next is the workload. Beyond the classrooms, teachers juggle with lesson planning, grading, and administrative tasks, talking to the parents, informing them about the various activities, preparing notices, PPTs, lesson planning. This can extend far into personal time also, adding to the stress. Carrying the work at home, correcting notebooks also, this also adds to it. Third, which most of y'all had entered in the chat box, is the classroom management. Managing a diverse classroom is another challenge for teachers. Teachers must cater to varying students' needs, behaviors, and those who require emotional support, individual support, inclusive instructions, all while maintaining one order in the class. Keep taking rounds, whether they are doing their work on time or not, whether they have understood their question or not. And the most important is the external stakeholders' expectations, that is, our parents. Teachers also feel pressure from parents who require individual attention for their child, who have high hopes for their children's success, and often look to educators to meet those expectations. Ma'am, he is able to do it at home. Why is he not doing in school? Do you hear this statement or not? We often, isn't it? We often hear this. Ma'am, he was not doing it, he could not cover the question in the class. What was the teacher doing? What were you doing? Others could. 14, if 49 children could, why the 50th child could not? That's also a birth stress for the teachers. That's a pressure from the parents' side, isn't it? So, how teacher stress has changed over time. Do you trust me, teachers? It has changed over time. It was something else in the past, present it is something else, and in future it's going to go somewhere else. Teaching was always been a challenging profession, be it past or present. But the nature of challenge has evolved over time. How many of y'all were tech savvy before pandemic? And suddenly, just a blink of eye, you were asked to use Canva, you were asked to use Zoom classrooms, you asked to use Google Meets, create slides, Mentimeters, and without any teaching aids at home, we learned so many things: quizzes, Google Slides, Google Classrooms, uh, Google Docs, Google Sheets, everything. Taking attendance, everything became online within a blink of eye. So things changed. We were the I think teachers, doctors, policemen, they were the people who were on their toes because teachers believe that learning should go on. They were preparing food for their family as well as taking the online classes simultaneously, managing the work pressure. So, let's explore how teacher stress has changed from the past to the present and what current trends are influencing it. In the past, teaching focused primarily on academic instructions, completing the homework, grading the assignments with more predictable expectations. Teachers were mainly responsible for delivering content, checking the notebooks, assessing the child, entering the grades in the report card, handing them over to the parents. Done. Challenges were straightforward and clear. But present, today the pressure has increased significantly. Teachers face high stakes, feeling the integration of technology. The class has to be interactive, student centric, technology to be included, and the demands to remote or hybrid teaching, ELP projects, project based learning, MCQs, OMR sheets. So, classroom size have also grown, which adds to the workload and stress. And if it continues, current trends, there are strong emphasis on mental health, support for both students and teachers. Teachers are also addressing societal issues in the classroom because things have changed. Students suddenly they have become quiet. If you have noticed, if something goes wrong, a student becomes quiet. They start scratching just to grab the attention of the teachers themselves. They are hitting each other. Even post pandemic, I have noticed if you'll see that children have forgotten to even walk on a straight line. They don't hear the instructions clearly. They are not willing to write, isn't it? They want to tick one word answers to be written. They are not willing to explain. They have become dependent. Even the parents want, if the child is absent, the teacher is expected to share the PDF in the WhatsApp group. The parents can post in a message whenever they want, and the teacher is expected to answer. So even if the child stays back home for a week, it doesn't matter because the teacher is expected to share the PDF and they'll get it photocopied. But is the learning happening? What has happened? When we write something, everything we are able to retain more. But things have changed. So now let's talk why this matters. Why stressful handling the stress is important. Not just for teachers, but for the entire education system. Stress impacts teachers' well being, retention, and ultimately it affects the students' success because we are not able to concentrate. The quality of teaching would get affected, and ultimately the students' performance will get affected. Understanding this relationship is key fostering a supportive educational environment. Stress impact on teachers' well-being. It affects teachers' well-being, leading to burnout, anxiety, and other health issues. Teachers' retention. High stress levels contribute to teachers' burnout. If we have middle level leaders and principals over here, we leave. Teachers are leaving the job, which can lead to higher turnover rates. Retaining experienced teacher is crucial for a stable, effective learning environment. Don't you agree, teachers? And student success. Ultimately, teachers' well-being directly impacts student success. Teachers who are stressed may struggle to connect well with the students. They won't smile. They'll come burned out. How many of y'all would like to see a frowning face early in the morning? Okay, everybody sit down in your place and open your notebooks and start writing the answers I have to submit. And everybody must make sure that they submit the copies. Would you like to enter that class? Even somewhere down the line, you yourself feel guilty. The child came to ask me something, I didn't even pay attention. I didn't even pay attention. Isn't we feel guilty? So, teachers who are stressed may struggle to connect with students, manage their classrooms, or create engaging lessons, which affects students' learning outcomes. So, these are the list of stresses upon a teacher: lesson planning, accountability of students' performance, classroom management and discipline, supervisory role, extracurricular, preparing children for extracurricular activities, taking work home, difficult students, pressure from parents, teachers' evaluation, professional development, ongoing learning, job uncertainty, yes, not willing to write. The students are not willing to write. They are not willing to submit their notebooks. They are not regular to school. That's important. That's extremely, extremely important, because the role of a teacher is multifaceted. They are assessors, they are teaching expertise, they are at times counselors for students, they are in direct contact with the students, they are medical expertise also. They are planners also, they are information provider also, they are the connect between the school and the parents also. They create new content, they keep themselves updated also, they bring in technology to the class, they train them to learn stitching, they train them to act, train them to become public speakers. So variety, variety of roles. And identifying expectation. They're the three primary stakeholders for our teachers: students, school leadership, and parents. These are the three important stakeholders for our teachers. Handling the students, getting their work completed, making them understand the topic, may helping them to perform really well, handling the queries of the parents, giving them resolutions, school leadership, completing their work assignment on time, preparing the students for various activities. These are the three major stakeholders for a teacher. Extracurricular activities, absolutely. So it's time to reflect. How do you balance the multifaceted nature of teaching with the different expectations placed on us? Question time. Let's break the monotony. How do we balance the multifaceted nature of teaching with the different expectations placed on us? Come on, I'm waiting for the answers. Yes, portions for not support from students, time management, heavy portions, planning. Wonderful. Prepare plans, planning, extracurricular activities. Excellent. Excellent. Well, lesson planning, planning. Absolutely. That's really, really important. So this is how planning is extremely, extremely important. So teaching is not about delivering lessons, it's about being a mentor and a guide, a counselor, and sometimes even a caregiver. This multifaceted nature or role of a teacher is both rewarding also because the child look up to you as their role model, and challenging also, especially when combined with expectations placed on us by students, parents, and management. So, planning. Everybody is talking about planning, lesson planning, and time management. Absolutely. If the plan is done, the flow of the lesson goes on. Proper communication medium between school leader and parents. Absolutely. That's also extremely important. From expectations to awareness. These wonderful, dear teachers, these are wonderful strategies that you have written that remind us that while the demands of teachings are many, there are ways to navigate them. Effectively balancing the roles doesn't mean doing everything perfectly, but it means doing everything impactfully and sustainable for you. So let's carry ideas forward as we explore stress management. Teaching comes with a variety of expectations, from delivering quality education and managing relationship with students, parents, and colleagues. These demands sometimes leads to stress, impacting our performance and well-being. So now let's focus on simply meeting expectations to become more aware of how stress affects us by recognizing and managing stress effectively so that our quality of work improves. So let's take the next slide. Physical signs. If you are stressed, the physical signs of stress are fatigue, muscle tension, headaches, stomach ache, at times restlessness, cramps in the body. These are all signs of when you're getting physically stressed, when you're getting physically burned out. Teachers, can you share a few examples of physical stress? Come on, share a few examples of physical stress. Because until and unless we monitor these signs, it will lead to chronic health issues. Body pain, yes, headache especially. Back pain, yes. Spondylitis, that's a common health issue. Yes, migraine, body ache. Ruchi, yes, body ache. Danya, back pain. Throat pain, Rashmi says throat pain. Yes, leg pains because we stand, we keep taking rounds, we move on the field, we move up and down to take our classes. Back pain, headache, absolutely. Now, there are certain emotional indicators of stress that shows that you are stressed, and those are irritability, anxiety, sadness, not willing to speak to anybody. Emotional response to stress can influence our interactions even. We don't like talking to anybody. We want to be left alone, even at home. So, recognizing these stressful helps in maintaining a positive environment for ourselves and those around us. Imagine if you don't like talking to anybody, your expressions would change. You won't smile, we had no expressions. And teachers are considered to be good actors. But how long can you carry it? So, if you're feeling stressed, it is time to identify. If these situations, if these things are popping out, that means, that indicates that you are under stress. Next are the behavioral changes. withdrawal, procrastination, overeating, willing to eat a lot of chocolates, sweets when you don't have a sweet tooth. Stress can lead to behavior issues. You get irritated, you don't like to interact, you get angry very easily. You reach home and you say, okay, for half an hour, nobody will disturb me. Has it happened with you all? If it has, post it in the chat box. Overthinking. Yes, you get irritated. Paying attention to these behavior is extremely important. And timely intervention is extremely important. Yes. Varsha says yes. Dona says sometimes. Even if it is sometimes, it is important to pay attention to it. Very important. Speaking loudly, overthinking, at times being lonely. Yes. The next impact is cognitive impact, and the symptoms are forgetfulness. You become extremely frustrated. I remember that question. I remember that child had not submitted the copy, but I'm not able to name the child. Difficulty to concentrate. You lose interest. Poor decision making ability. So, cognitive symptoms directly impact your ability to plan lessons. And imagine if a teacher is not able to plan lesson well, the quality of class would go down, which will lead to more frustration, more stress. So, awareness of these signs can help prevent stress from affecting teaching. It is extremely important because teaching comes with a lot of expectations, isn't it? So we have a lot of expectations, a lot of on our shoulders. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to identify if we are feeling stressful, and we need to address that. Whether we are going through physical stress, whether we are going through emotional stress, whether we are going through behavioral changes in ourselves, then we are stressed, or we are getting cognitive impacts of stress, which will affect your overall personality. Yes, Bharti says losing interest in taking class, ma'am. Absolutely. And we love teaching. That is the reason we have come into this profession. And if we don't like it, if you don't like cooking a dish, how will it be? Will it be presentable? No. And nobody wants to eat an unpresentable dish, isn't it? If you garnish it well, everybody would like to have even a tur dal if garnished well. So it is very important that the quality of teaching should not come down. Our facial expression should not change. We should be energetic, and that can only happen if we address to these issues. Yes, teaching would become tasteless. Rashmi says teaching would become tasteless. Absolutely, teaching would become tasteless. And you yourself will go into guilt. My class was not good the way I wanted it. I've been teaching for so many years. It has never happened. So that's really important. And if we will feel stressed, we will feel boredom, we'll have conflicting relationships, poor self esteem, dissatisfied from life. Would you like Saturdays? We should feel excited. Oh, now it's a weekend, we'll enjoy with our family. You should never ever carry back burden at home. Then you will do injustice for your family. Emotional regulation, decreased quality of life, boredom, poor efficiency in work. I used to check one bundle every day. Now, today, I'm not even able to check two copies. I'm not able to concentrate. Then the work will pile up. You'll become more stressed. Perceived unproductivity, unmanaged anxiety, unrealistic goals, and that will impact not only our personality but the grades of our students. Our classes will no more be interesting. Lakshmi says every child is not parent brilliant, but parents and management can't accept. That's true. But we as teachers, do we not entertain that child? Do you not deal with that child? Would you have you ever neglected such children who don't perform well? Have you, Lakshmi, as a teacher? No, we have not. We are different personalities. We change our instructions mode. We change our question. We reframe our question. Maybe that child will come to a conclusion. Maybe that child will be able to answer. When you assess the notebooks during exams and you know what kind of children do you have, those who are not able to concentrate in the class or have never submitted a nice essay or a letter, when they write something new, some new terms, or when they express themselves better, don't you at times give an extra mark or become a little lenient while checking their notebooks because you feel happy? Oh my god, I didn't expect that child to answer this way. Even if he have missed two important keywords, still he has written extremely well, he has explained the concept in his own words. Don't you feel happy? Doesn't it bring smile? Doesn't it give job satisfaction to you? Have you ever done it? If if you have done it, show me your thumbs up. Post your thumbs up in the chat box. Yes, ma'am, yes. Yes, he tried. It is an achievement. Absolutely, it's an achievement for not only for a student but for a teacher also. Done. Jyoti says done. Swapna says done. Done. Kanchan, Gurpreet says done. Abha also says done. Megha says done. Isn't it? You feel excited. You feel extremely happy. Okay, my students have performed extremely well. Fabulous. Absolutely. Even a teacher waits patiently for the child to answer, even if he stammers. Do you wait patiently? Do you ask the child to be quiet? Let him, give him some time, let him answer. You are the second mother in the class, the professional mothers who understand the language of a child who even stammers in the class. We feel we have achieved our goal. Absolutely, Donna. Of course, we wait patiently. We are not in a hurry because we want each and every child to bloom in the class. You can scold your class, but you don't like other teachers to enter and say anything about your students. That's the beauty of teaching. So it is very, very important if you're feeling stressed to address it so that these emotions are not covered. You feel energetic, you feel happy when you enter your class or your workplace. Praise them for their little achievement. Absolutely, that's the beauty. So, identify the stress areas and most importantly, identify the stressors. So next slide says the division. What is the difference between stress and stressors? Stressors are the triggers, external challenges, or pressure that teachers face in their roles. These are extremely important. Say high workload, challenging student, these are specific. Stressors are specific pointers which should be dealt, right? From parents and school and management. Like the class is not paying attention, that's causing stress. But which children creates ruckus in the class or not allowing the other children to pay attention? That's called stressors. Identifying the specific reason behind it is called stressors. That's important. And stress is the response, the generic thing. Stress is generic and stressors are specific. Stress is can be internal, physical, cognitive reactions to a particular stressor. Fatigue, anxiety, irritability, and physical symptoms, headaches, these causes stress. So very important to identify between stress and stressors. That's extremely important. So, are we clear between stress and stressors? If you're clear, show me a thumbs up. If you're clear with stress and stressors, show me a thumbs up. Now, teacher stressors. What do you think are the stressors for teachers? What do you think are the stressors for teachers? Come on, post your answers in the chat box. Stressors for teachers. What are the stressors for teachers? I'm waiting for the answers. What are the stressors? Okay, simultaneous work, parents, deadlines, challenges, okay, workload, deadline, balancing work and family both, okay, classroom management, workload, be specific, be more specific. Workload, but workload is stress. But what is the stressor in workload? Is it preparing the assignments? Is it create checking the notebooks? So that's the difference between stress and stressors. Be specific. Be specific. Okay, deadlines, frequently changing systems, okay, changing behavior of students. Changing behavior of students is also a stressor. That's a stressor. Okay. Pressure to complete syllabus on time, adapting new challenges. That's stress. But what challenges? Is it uploading the work in the Google Classroom? Be specific. So that's stressor and stress. So classroom management, challenging students' behavior, expectations from parents, yes, behavior from students, classroom incidents, that's absolutely balancing the work and home. These are all stressors for teachers. Now, stress management. Managing the stress is extremely important. Addressing to the problem is important. Do you ignore if a child comes to you with a problem? You don't. Then why do you ignore yourself? That is important. Stress management is extremely, extremely important. Changing perceptions and expectations, break tasks into small jobs. Remember, plan your work. Planning, if you plan your work, you'll be able to handle things. Set realistic goals. Oh, by tomorrow I'll be submitting all my notebooks. But are you clear about it? Will you be able to? Do you have that much time? Will you be able to relax at home? Think and then set a goal for yourself. Set boundaries. Be clear. Be specific. That will again help you to de stress yourself. Don't compromise with values and beliefs at all. Be very, very clear. That again will de stress you. You will feel happy. Remember to have some me time. How many of y'all love to paint and are still painting? How many of y'all love to read stories and still read every day? How many of y'all love dancing and are still practice dancing at home? How many of y'all love to cook and are still cooking or trying every new dish at home? How many of y'all are still doing it? Tell me your name and your hobby, and which you are still doing, but you're continuing. Remember, you're continuing. I love dancing. Are you still doing it? If you're doing it, say yes, painting. Love to dance and cooking, but are you still doing it? That me time is still very, very important. Painting, reading, listen to music. Are you doing it? Are you getting that time to listen? Please take out 5 minutes of your daily from your time. 5 to 10 minutes. Listen to a nice song. If you love painting on weekdays, complete, draw, sketch. Sit and sketch. Read a page. You'll feel relaxed. You'll absolutely feel relaxed. And remember, I had shown you a tree where the leaves were coming out. You were feeling distressed, you were feeling headaches, stomach aches, stressful, fatigue, burnout. But if you'll do all these things, if you'll manage your time, if you will set boundaries, if you won't compromise with values, if you will keep your instructions very, very clear, believe me, your tree, your mind will again become green, like this tree. Better physical health, regulated emotional health, perceived worthiness, high quality of life, realistic goals, a smile on your face, energetic body, positive attitude, effective ongoing strategies, and a satisfied life. That is extremely, extremely important. How many of y'all would like to see a green tree, and how many of y'all would like to see a burnout tree? Do you love greenery? Yes or no? Show me a thumbs up if you love greenery. So let's identify the stressful areas. Let's deal with them. Let's manage the stress. So let's take up some case studies, which we as educators often deal with it on a regular basis. Let's take these case studies now. Are we ready? So let's take the case studies. The case study one is stress caused by management or your middle level leaders. At times, we do feel stressed out. Let me give you the scenario. A teacher is under pressure from school leadership to meet high academic targets. Like you've been asked, make sure everybody achieves 90% in boards. We want national toppers. Is it possible? A child, you can teach well, you can motivate them, right? Adhere to strict performance standards, frequent evaluations, additional duties, add to workload, causing feeling to overwhelm. Do you have you ever faced such a thing? Yes. Okay. Karuna says yes. Farhana says yes. So let me tell you about stress relief strategies. And have you applied it or not? That also you will tell me. I told you setting priorities, boundaries, prioritize your task, and communicate realistic limits with management. We teach well, we'll teach well, we'll prepare ample of questions, we'll take extra classes, but end of the day, they have to perform. They have to come up if they have queries. The student will have to come up with their queries so that we could resolve them, address them. Time management. Break down tasks into smaller goals to manage workload. Seeking support. If you require help, tell the management that you require help. Collaborate with colleagues or seek guidance. Observe each other's class. Maybe there's something which is not clicking in your class, must be clicking in somebody else's class. So, peer learning, which we apply in our own classes, that works well for everybody. Don't you learn a lot of things from your peer group? Oh, that color, that dressing style, it's looking amazing on her. Let's try it out. We learn. We do learn. So let's try it out. Believe me, it will work. The next case study is stress caused by parents' expectations. As you most of you all had mentioned, parents' expectation, they expect the teachers to tell them about each and everything. Every day during home time, how many pre-primary and primary teachers, when you meet them, ma'am, did my child eat lunch? Ma'am, did he answer the question? Ma'am, was he asked to do a certain task? Was he asked to answer a question? Did he check his notebooks? Do they ask? Yes or no? They want you to pay individual attention. Yes, very stressful. Every day, Tara says, always, ma'am. Vijayalakshmi says, yes. Baby Raya says, yes, ma'am. A lot of yes, ma'am, yes, always. Isn't it? So, teacher faces constant demands from parents who expects personalized attention for their child. Parents frequently ask questions and methods and request special accommodations, send the PDF, ma'am, answer to the WhatsApp query, ma'am, is the school open? Have you done anything in maths? Making the teacher feel scrutinized and undervalued. So, again, stress relief strategies would be clear communication. Establish transparent communication with parents about policies. So till 1:30. After 1:30, after we leave home, we are not allowed to take calls. Classroom structure. We are not supposed to share PDFs. If the child is absent, the child is supposed to take the notebooks from the friends or can stay back or in the zero period can complete the task. Clear communication during the orientation program or first PTM, at least some percent would change, if not all, and gradually and keep repeating it in during every PTM. Maybe we'll be able to take come out of it. Set clear, realistic expectations, boundaries for engagement, set clear guidelines for communication times and methods and stick to them. Do not send WhatsApp messages at night. Tomorrow we have art and craft activity. All children must get an A4 sheet, colored pencils. Then, if we as teachers are sending and expecting the parents to do a certain task, late in the evening, the parents would also expect the same thing. So, clear communication, setting strict time methods, and sticking to them is very, very important. Support from school leaders. If they are bothering you too much, engage with the school administration to ensure aligned expectations between the school and parents. That will definitely help. Have you ever tried it? Have you ever tried it? Yes, Rashika says calling every time, ma'am. Yes, so speak to them. So it's family time. We are not supposed to take calls. Once speak to them politely, nicely. Hopefully they would understand. Keep trying. And believe me, it will work. The third case study, stress caused by students. Class size, not completing the work on time, maybe. So a teacher struggles with managing a classroom that includes several students, the class strength, with disruptive behavior. Some are hyperactive, some are maybe not able, willing to listen. Despite efforts to maintain control, daily disruptions lead to frustration and exhaustion. Oh, I could have completed the third question also, but those children were talking so much or they were moving here and there that I could not. It happens. Does it happen with you? Yes. So, stress relief strategies would be classroom management techniques, implement positive reinforcement and clear behavioral expectations, setting ground rules day one, repeating it at times in the class, no group answers, I can't hear, I'm moving out of the class, set ground rules, raising hands, then only I'll identify and then only you can answer. Attend workshops on managing challenging behaviors to feel more equipped. Self care practices. Take breaks. Move out of the class. Okay, so if you're not listening, let me go out. Let me move out. You don't want your teachers to teach. You don't respect your teacher. You don't love me emotionally. Handle them. Practice deep breathing. Recharge outside to work to maintain resilience. That will definitely help. How many of you all have tried it and it has helped? Let me give you some more tips on stress management. Try this out and do share some of the things which you do it so that we could all learn. Body relaxation exercises, breathing technique. Breathe in, breathe out. It really helps. It calms your nerves. It really is. Guided imagery, yoga, workout, meditation. Meditation is one of the most powerful things that relaxes our mind, our soul, our nerves, our blood circulation, everything. Counseling, talk therapy, very, very important. Talking to somebody, it's really, really important. Work on it. Believe me, it will definitely work. When we are calm, we think clearly, make better decisions, and maintain control in even the most stressful situations. And on the other hand, being upset or agitated drains our energy, clouds our judgment, and can even escalate problems. Let me ask you a question. What helps you stay calm in stressful moments? Type your answers in the chat box. What helps you calm in stressful moments? Come on, audience. What helps you calm in stressful moments? Type your answers in the chat box. Chanting, meditation, music, listening music, chanting. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Music, drink music, drink water. Okay, all right. Talking with colleague. Okay, relaxation, talking, a thought, close eyes. Wow, wonderful, wonderful. That's amazing. Teaching should be such that what is offered is perceived as a valuable gift and not as a hard duty. Do you believe? Yes. Keeping yourself calm, it's extremely important so that we could make our teaching valuable gift for the next generation. So it's time to change the topic, relax ourselves, work on it right now. So, are you ready, teachers? Are you ready? Close your eyes and let's calm our nerves. Be quiet, be calm. Breathe in, breathe out. Think you are in a land where lots of greenery is there. You're sitting in the forest where the birds are chirping. You can even hear the flowing river. You can feel the cold wind on your face. Breathe in, breathe out. The butterflies, the colorful butterflies around you. A variety of birds chirping. Now you start feeling the jungle. Trees all loaded with stars and fruits. The smell of the jungle, the fresh air. It is going in through your nose into your body. It is relaxing your mind and soul. Now gradually open your eyes. Rub your palm and put them on your eyes. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Tell me, are you feeling relaxed? Relaxing? Good. Calm? Good. Relax. Very good. I did it for 2 minutes. Only 2 minutes. And you're feeling relaxed. So that me time, giving 5 minutes to yourself to relax, calming your nerves is important. Calming down your body is important. Making yourself stress free is important. Believe me, you will feel refreshed, rejuvenated. So, how are you now? Fine or broken, useless, alone, clueless, confused, betrayed? How are you feeling? Have all those things became a watermark? Frustration, stress, pain. Are you feeling fine? Are you feeling better? Good. That's wonderful. Superb, fine, amazing. My objective is achieved, isn't it? So it is very, very important to calm yourselves. It is very, very important to take care of yourselves. And that can only happen when you feel calm. Calmness is extremely important. The power of staying calm, believe me, it's the source of resilience. Agitation drains our energy. So it is very important to be calm, to be stress free, to be aware of sleep disturbances, social isolation, obesity, internet addiction. Please do not do that. Do not sit on the dining table and access your phone. Interact with your family members, laugh, talk to them, enjoy. Talk to your partners, to your brothers, to your sisters, to your mothers, to your parents, rather than watching those reels. Arguing, listening is important. Pausing is important. Paraphrasing is important rather than argument. Being disorganized, let's organize. Let's prepare a checklist for ourselves. Don't allow negativity to come in. Smile. No. Don't be unplanned at all. Plan your work. Keep your, even I'm telling you, keep your clothes for the next day ready. Keep all your things ready rather than opening the cupboard early in the morning. Oh, what should I wear? That's also causes stress. I don't have my clothes there. I don't, what should I wear? Isn't it? It's a simple thing. Keep everything inclined and everything will fall into place. So tell me, how are you going to do it? How? Please answer this question. How? How do you plan to do this? How are you planning? Oh, Alicia says, I've always planned things. Wonderful, Alicia. Bingo, kudos to you. Raksha is yes, ma'am. Well organized, staying calm, planning. How do you calm yourself? How can you remain distressed? Smiling, relaxed, okay? This can only happen when you burst the stress. Let's burst the stress. Let's inflate a balloon and burst it. I know it's a kiddish thing, but you feel really happy. Burst your stress. Again, I'm repeating, set boundaries. Clearly define work life boundaries. Avoid taking work home. Whenever possible, to give yourself time to recharge. Prioritize your task. Focus on essential tasks first. Learn to say no. No to unnecessary responsibilities that can help prevent overload. Manage time wisely. Use planning tools to organize your day. Allocate specific time slots for writing lesson plans, and personal tasks. Practice self care. That's important. Prioritize activities that relax and rejuvenate you, such as exercise, hobbies, meditation. Recognize what triggers you. Remember, stressors. Identify specific situations or interactions that increase your stress level. Being aware allows you to prepare or adjust your approach. Stay connected with colleagues. Seek support from your peer group, from your fellow colleagues who understand these challenges because they are in the same profession. They're sailing in the same boat. Talking it out or sharing ideas can lighten that load. Celebrate small wins, even if it is a small thing. Yes, Raksha says, always smile and think new things and how to improve my students' creativity and my classroom also. Yes, acknowledge and appreciate your accomplishments, no matter how small it is. Positive reinforcement keeps you motivated. That's extremely, extremely important. Few more tips, and then we'll ask you all to share your tip for the day. Learn to plan, recognize and accept limits. After this, won't be able to take calls. Talk to you about your problems. Avoid unnecessary teachers' competition. If she has completed the chapter in her class in 3 sessions, be it. Maybe your class requires more time. Have faith, be confident, learn to play a sport or do something which you love to do. Decide to be positive. Do not allow negativity to come near you. Love yourself more than anybody else. That me time is important. If required be, change your certain surroundings or your daily routine also. So, let me ask you, what do you do to reduce your stress? I love to sleep. Alicia, wow. Do you get time to sleep? How much? Jyoti, avoid unnecessary competitions. Very good, Jyoti. Deepika says, be responsible always, okay? Varshita says, have a smile on your face. Wow. Time management, setting expectations, listening to music. Sharmila says, sleep, reading good books. Mrs. Shushma, oh, wow, Shushma. Keep smiling, okay, listening to music, sleep, exercise. I love to dance, Deepika. Even I love to dance, Deepika. And I really do it. watch TV. Okay, always be positive. Doing yoga, that's a wonderful exercise. Meditation, we tried. Gardening, wow. Singing a song, play music, dance, chatting, conversation, try to smile. I try to remember a funny incident. Wow. Comedy. I even watch Tom and Jerry till date. That's also a de-stressing activity for me. Traveling. I love to dance fun, lots of smiling, walking, singing, play with my child. Wow, that's the best time. Listening to music. Same, listening music. A lot of people love to listen to music. So see, you can do it because thankfully and wonderfully it's all in your hands, isn't it? It's all in your hands. Do you agree with this? It's all in your hands? If yes, show me a thumbs up. Yes? Oh, you play cricket exactly. Wow. Yes. Yes, so many yes. It's all in our hands. We just require some time to identify and de stress ourselves. We have come across so many activities, so many exercises to do it. So, will you do it? So, now that we have discussed the impact of stress, let's shift our focus on actionable strategies. We have done so many actionable strategies. We have discussed it, the various tools to de stress. Okay. So, now that we have discussed, I hope you will practice this and you will de stress yourselves because that's really important. Leave school at school. If you are in a habit of bringing the disappointment and dilemmas from the workplace to home, don't do that. You won't sleep well, you will feel stressed, you'll be less productive. So remember, that's really, really important. By staying calm, setting boundaries, practicing self care, we can maintain a balance and resilience. Remember, managing stress isn't about doing less, it's about doing what matters most with focus and strength. Let's commit to prioritizing our own well being while excelling in our roles as educators. So, you have the power to avoid stress that makes you unhappy and ineffective. You have the power to create well behaved and organized classroom you've always dreamed of. You have the power to grab hold of the career you really want, never to let it go. So, stop stressing and start living. Will you do that? See, stress may be a part of our life, but it doesn't have to define it. By shifting our focus from constant worry to mindful living, we can create space for joy, balance, and fulfillment. Let's embrace the mindset, stop stressing, start living, and take control Let's try it. Trying? Are you feeling happy? Think of your favorite cartoon character. You felt happy? Oh, I'm really happy. Wow. So before we move on to the Q&A session, let me leave you with a short poem. In the classroom's calm, amid the buzz, the voices loud, teachers stand strong and proud. Through storms and stress, they find their way. With calm and care, they save the day. Take a breath, a moment's pause. Rise above despite the cause. For every challenge, big or small, strength in calmness conquers all.
Soma, are you there? Teachers, just give us a minute. We are checking. Yes, teachers, Miss Soma is not speaking, so that's why she's not audible. Just give us a minute. We are checking, teachers, we are checking on the network. Just give us a minute. Teachers, just give us a minute. We are checking with Miss Soma. Probably there's some network challenge she's facing. Meanwhile, you can just put your questions in the chat box. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat box. We are trying to connect with Miss Soma. Okay, so Pushpalata ma'am is saying how to handle hyper kids. Keep putting your queries in the chat box. Thank you, teachers, for beautiful comments for the session. It looks like that everyone really liked. And yes, of course, it was truly amazing and a wonderful session. Soma, now you are mute from this side. Please check. Okay, so teachers, it looks like that there is some technical glitch at our end, and we are not able to get in touch with Miss Soma. Soma, can you unmute at your end, please? Thank you so much, teachers, for your lovely, lovely comments for the session. And um, it's almost 7 also. And from our side also, we thank Miss Soma. We'll try to give you the answers for your questions. Also, when we finish the session on your registered email ID, you will be receiving the feedback link. We would appreciate that if you take out a couple of minutes and fill the feedback form. Once it is done, you will receive your participation certificate, which might take a little time to reach, but then that's an automatic procedure. And once it is done, you will receive the certificate. Kindly fill the feedback form through the link on your registered email ID. Thank you so much, teachers. And okay, yeah, you're here.
I
Yes.
wanted to. Yes, teachers. How can I leave you all in a stressful situation when the webinar is on stress management? I can't. So, any question?
Yes, there was a question that how do we handle hyper kids? So it gives them stress while they are handling hyper kids.
Hyper kids. First and foremost, you need to talk to the parents, right? They need to control on their sugar level. That is very, very important. And they need to practice certain exercises at home, especially like first, because hyperactive children, they don't like to sit at one place for a longer period of time. They want to move. So give them a drawing, a bigger picture, ask them to color. Then keep reducing the size of the same picture from this much to this much. That will develop patience in them. Please try it out, and believe me, it will work. And controlling on their sugar level, talking to them, giving them certain responsibilities would definitely help them. And you'll be able to control them. You will be able to grab their attention. At times, students become hyperactive because they want to grab your attention. So try it out, it will work. Any other question?
It was same related to students only, that how to build patience or how to handle emotionally uh, children with emotional needs, and they are
At
also.
times, you can even try out the Junior Youth Empowerment Program, that is allowing the junior section children to come and teach or be a part of the activity. Peer learning, or when they see their seniors, they talk to them, they interact with them, it actually helps. We do run it in my school, the Junior Youth Empowerment Program. When they talk, when they conduct an activity, it works, and that empowers them also. Without punishment, how can you manage your class? Oh, you can play the emotional card. Students love their teachers. Even in the seniors, they don't like if the teachers feel offended, if the teachers move out, if the teacher becomes suddenly quiet. You have to create a bond with your students. Would you still like, if your parents are angry with you, if they don't respond, you'll do anything till date. So play it, create a bond, and believe me, it will work. That's important. And please wear a smile when you enter the class. Would you like if I would sit like this and keep instructing you? No. Wearing a smile, changing your voice tone, voice modulation, that's also important. We did an exercise in today during the webinar. I took you to the jungle. Try it out in your class. They'll also feel relaxed. Suddenly there'll be silence in the class. At times the sound of silence is also important to calm the class down. Sometimes there are calls which seems, I missed that question.
They are all related to
Oh,
different needs of
hyperactivity.
children in the classroom. And the best part is that we are getting a lot of wonderful comments for you for your today's session. And I believe that next, immediately after the session, I think they will try to incorporate everything which you said. And every situation is different. They should
Absolutely.
know the key points to remember, to how to come out of that situation and de-stress themselves. And I think you've given ample of examples. One is what both of us are doing, smiling.
Yes.
And even in the situation when we had a technical glitch, took it very calmly, that okay, fine, no worries, you can just meanwhile display your questions on the chat box. So that's how you handle with patience.
Dealt without stress.
Yes, it's
So that
it's
was also important, a practical application. So we did it. If the
right.
parents come pouncing on you, ask him, all right, sir, you're very angry, sit down. First, sit down, have a glass of water. I'll give you a patient hearing. Believe me, it will calm them down.
Right. Thank you so much, Soma. And thank you, audience, for your patience. And I could see that till this point of time, we are maintaining the attendance. Teachers were there throughout the session. And we appreciate your time and patience. And I just repeat myself that immediately when we end this webinar, you will receive a link on your registered email ID, and that would be a feedback link which you have to fill. And immediately after that, you will be receiving your participation certificate. There is no separate link which I will be shooting in the chat box. It will come on your registered email ID, and then you can just fill it and you will receive your certificate. Once again, I thank everyone. Thank you, Soma. And
Thank you,
have a
Preeti. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to connect with this wonderful set of audience. We have learned from each other a lot. It was an interactive session.
yes, indeed.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone. Good night. Take
Good
care. Bye
night.
bye.
Have a great weekend.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.